All right, hey guys, welcome to our technique workshop, and this one is more Kumite based, so sparring. Giving you guys just some basic little movements to help you start with learning how to do Kumite and sparring. The first thing I want to say about Kumite is, for most people, throwing a punch at somebody else or a kick at somebody else is very unnatural. It's not something that you do every day, and so learning to be able to go in and attack and learning how to throw a punch towards somebody else is something that you have to sort of overcome in your own mind in order to be able to get better at Kumite. So try to treat your sparring similar to how you treat your basics. You learn nice and simple. You learn how to punch on the spot. Keep it really simple like this. So that's what we're going to do with the introduction to Kumite, is we're going to work on some really basic movements and striking techniques and defensive techniques as well. So nice and easy to start with. What you want to do is you figure out whether you like to fight with your left foot forward or your right foot forward. That's up to you. But preferably what you want to try to do when you're training is to actually mix it up and use both feet so that you can get used to fighting on both sides of the body. So unlike a boxer or Muay Thai fighter or something like that, they tend to fight predominantly with one foot forward and they don't really change. Karate fighters generally, more common than not, learn how to use both sides of the body, which I find a bit more of an advantage as well. So anyway, I'll start with my right leg back and we're going to work on a guard position. So first of all, if we look at our basic Sanchin structure, our Sanchin frame, like we do in most of our training, we take our principles of everything else from Sanchin, so we should do the same for Kumite. So I look at where my hands are, they're in line with my shoulders, and I look at where my elbows are, and they're in front of my hip bones. So when I transform to a bit more of a free-flowing position, I want to keep that frame. So my hands in line with my shoulders, and my elbows stay in front of my body. They don't drop down to the side, and they definitely don't drop outwards either, leaving this open. I want to keep relatively close to my Sanchin frame. Okay, so our first technique, we're going to do what's called a kazamazuki, which is a Japanese word for jab. All right, so boxers will sort of jab on the spot like this, okay, which we're going to do, but we're going to actually add a little bit of a lunge with our front foot as well. So the idea when we're doing this is that as we come out, we want to load through the lower half of the body and strike without lifting our shoulders so much. We want to try and keep the elbow down, and we want to strike and reset. So in our short stance here, our guard position, I'm aiming to just really extend this arm out and strike and pull it back to where it was. Again, we take that principle from Sanchin. We come back, we strike, and we reset to our guard position. At the same time as I'm getting this hand going out, if I imagine the point where it impacts is where my foot will touch at the same time. So kazamazuki, let's do a few of those. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Good, and then you change feet and use the other side. So ich, ni, san, chi, go. Good, all right, so nice and easy. So then you can work on the kazamazuki going back as well. So you create a bit of space with your back foot dropping back. So you're not really moving back so much, but dropping your foot back to give you a bit of space. So someone might be attacking and just drive the jab towards the face. Okay, so let's do 5 of those. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, ruku. Good, other side. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Nice and easy. Okay, so that's kazamazuki. Now we can do that with a long step, a short step, a side step, a side step. It doesn't really matter. And we can also do it if we are countering, blocking, moving, and then striking as well, which we'll add into the mix later. Okay, so our next strike, probably our most common in karate forms of Kumite, is the Yakuzuki, the reverse punch. The reverse punch means the opposite hand is striking to your front foot. So you're coming off the reverse of your lead side. All right, Japanese Yakuzuki. Okay, so same sort of thing. From this position, I punch, use the rear side, and strike, strike, strike. So each ni, san, shi, go. Good. One thing I want to avoid, two things actually, is dropping the hand and then punching, pulling the hand back and then punching. Okay, what I'm trying to do when I do my punch is everything's first movement is forward. Oh, here, this way. Okay. Then we try the other side from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, we're not leading with the shoulder, we're not leading with the upper body, always leading with the lower body. Underneath, power coming up, squeezing in, driving forward. Okay? So let's add on to that, like we did with the first one, we're going to step the foot out and punch at the same time. It doesn't have to be a long distance. If you can see here, maybe if you can see the line on the floor, I'm not sure, but just a little step, just to try and get your timing correct. So as you move your front foot, you drive and punch, and punch. So together, ich, ni, san, shi, go. All right, change. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Nice and easy. Okay. So that's Yakuzuki. Nice and straight. So to help you put that together and to finish this basic lesson is we do both sides. So we do front side, rear side. Now we can do it 3 or 4 different ways. We can start on the spot. 1, 2. 1, 2. What we don't want to do is go 1 and then 2. What we're trying to do is as soon as this one has hit its target, the other one is on its way while this one is coming back. Yeah. So that's a bit of a challenge to try and do. But 1, 2 is really how we want to get that happening, rather than 1 and then 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. So I was adding my foot a little bit there, and that's pretty much what we do on the next one. Is as this starts to go, the foot starts to leave, and then the reverse punch lands with the foot. So it's 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay. So practice that one. The next way to do this is, again, to get more feeling of timing and fluidity. Front foot moves with each strike. So it goes out and back, out and back. So it's 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So not necessarily how you would use that technique, although you might, but it's more or less helping you start to get your body into a rhythm and help you develop a bit of flow as you do those 2 strikes. They're probably the most common two strikes that you will use when you're doing Kumite. So it's good to practice them and practice them with both feet. You can do the same thing like we did with the Kazamazuki here, going back. Same thing with your reverse punch this way. Okay, so have a play around with that. Go back, rewatch the video, and yeah, let me know how you go. All right.